Welcome. My name is Casey Barella, and in this video I will show you how to develop a quick mobile phone application for your company's yearly physical inventory, all inside of the ServiceNow platform. This application will harness the barcode scanning and GPS tagging capability of the native mobile ServiceNow app on both Android and iOS. It will also show you how to use Kingston's new Flow Designer to limit your need of creating advanced scripted business rules. This application only has 3 extremely simple lines of code, so you do not need to be a pro coder or even low coder to build this app. Without further ado, here is every step to build this completely scoped application in under 20 minutes. But stay tuned to the end. There's going to be a video demo of how the application looks on a mobile device. Thanks, and enjoy the video. To start building this application, click Studio, then click Create Application, click Start from Scratch, type in the name. We're going to call this Physical Inventory, click Create, click OK, then back to List. Now select the application, click Create Application File, select Table, Create. We're going to title this Scan Logs in the label. However, we're going to change the menu name back to Physical Inventory. We're going to then select Controls, turn on Auto Number, make the prefix Scan, and notice it's making an ACL for you. We're going to update the other checkboxes under Application Access and click Submit. Now, under the columns, we're going to go ahead and add our 5 new fields. Click on Insert a New Row for each one of them. The first one is going to be Asset. It's going to be a reference field to the ALM hardware asset table. Next one is going to be Location, which is going to be another reference to the location table, CNM location. The next 2 are going to be string fields. In string fields, you don't reference them to anything. However, you do need to set a max length. And so for comments, we want this to be a large field. So it's going to be 4,000 characters. And the geolocation, the next field, is going to be 255 characters long. And the last one is going to be map link, which is going to be a URL field. And then we're going to go ahead and click on Update. I'm now going to add the column in for created so I could sort these better. And we're going to update the dictionary attributes for a few of these items. The first one is going to be asset. In that one, we're going to turn on the ability to do barcode scanning for the mobile phone application. So under attributes, click New. You're going to select the Enable Barcode Scanner. And you're going to put the value of true. This is not required for the mobile app for a reference field. However, it is going to if it is a string. So the next one we're going to jump in is to geolocations. That one is going to be the Enable Current Location Helper, value of true. Click Submit. The next one we're going to jump into is map link. And map link, we're going to do a calculated field. To do that, we need to click on Advanced View. Then under Calculated Value, click the checkbox. And then we're going to replace the code with a quoted out map link to Google plus current.geolocation as our variable. Click Update. And those are the changes we need to make to the table to make this work. I'm going to reload the list. And you'll notice we have an add to service catalog. This is if you want to use this in the service catalog. However, under the mobile menu, we're going to do it as a normal form instead. And so I'm going to make a few new mobile menu entries. The first mobile menu entry is going to be for form/table name -1. And that's going to be the ability to use it to scan a new entry. It's basically like hitting the new button on a form. So we selected this table of scan logs, and I'm going to update the table name to match the scope. So I'm going to update the 177 right there to match the table name of 14919. And I'm going to name it New Inventory Scan and set an order of 10. Hit submit. And now we're going to just fill out the rest of the mobile menus and also do the desktop menus. For the desktop, we're not going to do new inventory scan because we don't need to enter it into desktop. But we're also going to rename the old ones scan logs to inventory scan logs just so it's a little bit cleaner and we know exactly what we're talking about. So I've updated those two. And we're going to start adding the other fields or menu entries. One is going to be scanned assets this year, and the other one is going to be unscanned assets this year. Those are going to actually go to a different table. Those are going to go to the ALM hardware table. For those, we're going to go ahead and point it and do a simple filter to then show basically what's been scanned this year and what hasn't been scanned this year. And to know what's been scanned this year and what hasn't been scanned this year, we're going to go ahead and select the filter of checked in. So that's a field we're going to use. It's an out-of-the-box field. And it's going to say, okay, if it's been checked in on this year, we're going to go ahead and show it. You'll also notice that we put in a view name of scanner on these. That's going to allow us to make this completely scoped application. And we'll tie that back later on. But it's a good thing to start with is make sure you have that view name of scanner done. So you notice that I'm just changing these from 200 to 300 and changing the filter to checked in not on this year, or checked in is empty because you want to basically also see everything that hasn't been checked in ever. So then I'm going to do insert and stays. And so I'm just building out my filters, my menus, so I can easily see all the applications that there are right from the mobile phone or from the desktop. So I just filled out the desktop stuff. Remember, the desktop ones didn't need new inventory scan because we're only going to do that for phones. But under the mobile menu, inventory scan logs, new inventory scan, and now I'm adding the other two to the hardware asset table. And it's just the same names, same orders, and the same filters. But you'll notice that these menus are a lot simpler. Everything in the mobile space has a lot less options than you can normally do in the desktop space. So almost done making the menus here. Just continuing on, make sure to do the insert and stays so it doesn't overwrite your last ones. It is a key thing, but it makes your job a lot easier when you're rapidly just making menu items with the same things over and over again with just small things changed. It just makes life very easy. Now we're going to jump back over, and I'm just noticing that, oh, yep, those do have the view name of scanner like I wanted to make sure. And when we make the mobile view later, or the view later, it'll make sense. So we jump back over into standard production, normal ServiceNow, and we're going to refresh the list because you do need to hit F5 to make sure the new item is there. physical inventory menu area, and then there's the inventory scan logs with my fields, scanned assets this year. There's been a few in there. Unscanned assets this year, there's 899 of them. Go ahead and click on new and scan logs. Going to go ahead and fill this out. Just going to select a random asset. I'm going to type in some comments. I'm going to paste in a geolocation that I already had saved. And these are going to be the GPS latitude and longitude coordinates. Then I'm going to go ahead and select a location. You'll notice the map link already has filled out that calculated field, half of it. And then the minute I hit save, it fills out the rest of the link. I can go ahead and click on that link. Brings you into Google Maps. Inside that Google Maps, it tells you exactly where that asset was scanned from that latitude and longitude. Now I'm going to jump back over to main ServiceNow, and you're going to notice that if I go ahead and click over to scanned assets this year, there's still those 3 we had before, and the unscanned assets this year are still 899 because we didn't actually do anything on the hardware asset table at this time. So to do that, we're going to use a mobile UI action to actually scan in things. And this one's going to overwrite the out-of-the-box save action inside of the mobile application. So I'm going to type in the name of submit, but the action name of scan because it's going to overwrite the other one. Form button, I'm going to keep the same order condition so it does overwrite the out-of-the-box one. And then I'm going to paste in the script, which is current.update, and then action set the redirect URL back to itself. And then I'm going to do the current condition. The redirect URL, I did make a mistake here, should have been the same table scope name. And so you just want to make sure it matches 14919 instead of 177 that you see there. Then I'm going to jump back into Studio, and I'm going to make a client script. We could have done the mobile UI action only inside of the main application because sometimes certain things are not available inside of scoped applications, but client scripts are. But you'll notice that if I type in mobile UI action, there's no mobile UI action available. So we're going to do the client script now inside of here. So just wanted to show you that back and forth, sometimes you need to be in Studio and sometimes you need to be outside of Studio. For this client script, we're going to go ahead and say submit pop-up is the name of it. The table, we're going to go to that scan logs table. Going to say mobile/service portal. You do need to do that for mobile applications. And then we're going to select the type as on submit. And then I'm going to paste in some code here. But really, it's a very simple alert. So in the function of on submit, alert, you have successfully submitted this record, and it's going to redirect you back to scan the next computer. Hit submit. And there you go. Now we're going to open up Flow Designer. Flow Designer is going to make the application talk to the hardware asset table. Normally you would do this with a scripted business rule, and with Flow Designer in Kingston you don't longer have to do that. So you're going to select a new flow. You're going to call this one Update Asset. It's already in the scoped application. Click Submit. It's very simple. It's like if it. You have a trigger and an action. You go ahead and select the trigger. Record created. You select what table that you want to trigger it on. So we're going to go scan logs, and then you do the condition. And then you have an action. Then we're going to say ServiceNow Core. We're going to update a record. It's going to say, okay, where do you want to update it from? We're going to select the table of hardware asset, the ALM_asset hardware table. And then we're going to select the record. And you can actually just use the pill picker right there. Select it, and then move over what you have under the scanned trigger. And it's just as simple as that. Now we're going to say we want to update 3 fields. The 3 fields we want to update are checked in. We also want to update location. And we also want to update the work notes field. So I'm going to prep those. But notice I'm going to drag and drop, and you can drag and drop from the pickers up there for certain things like created and location. Then when I add in work notes field, we're actually going to do a hybrid or concatenate. I'm going to be able to type text like the asset, and then I'm going to click over in that area, click into asset, and then going to go down to display name, and I'm going to drag and drop that in there. And then I'm going to do a space, was scanned by, and then I'm going to say who scanned it, created by. You'll notice that sometimes it fits and sometimes it doesn't. And then I'm going to say on, and then I'm going to say it was on the date it was created. And that one didn't work because there wasn't enough room in there. So I can actually use the pill picker and dot walk over to that. And so when it doesn't fit, sometimes you need to use the pill picker. You do need to do spacing and periods and so forth to make sure it all works together. But I'm going to continue on and do some more work notes. It was found at the following GPS location, and then I can throw in that geo coordinates, that string of latitude and longitude. Then I can also say it also had these comments, and all those comments that you put in there will get appended to the work notes field automatically. So I'm going to go ahead and put in comments. I'm going to use the pill picker again. And then I also just put a standard line at the end saying, please see, the related list below for previous scans that we've done on this asset. I'm going to hit done. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit save and then activate. So normally that would have been a scripted business rule, but instead in Flow Designer, it's drag and drop, very easy, anybody can do it. So when I jump back over to the core interface inside of ServiceNow and head to that table, I'm going to go ahead and click New. And so this is manually doing it. Normally you do this through a phone. I'm going to go ahead and click on Assets, find a random asset. So there's a 17-inch MacBook Pro right there. Going to go ahead and throw the comments in. Type in broken keyboard. I'm going to throw in the geo coordinates. Normally you do this from the mobile app, but we're going to hard code it for now. We're going to pick the map location where it's going to be, click on Submit. So now I have 2 scan records there. But when I jump into the scan record, you'll notice the map link is now right. I can click on the eye for the asset, click on Open Record, head over to that record, and you'll notice that we have an activity log saying that it was updated and it had that text that was concatenated with all those fields. You'll also notice the location is updated. And in scan records, there's a new one, so it went from 3 to 4. And then in unscan records, it's now 1 less, 898. So you'll notice how easy it is to do simple reporting and continue going down the list. Jumping back over to activities and system, you'll actually notice that we do not have a related list yet. That is the last action we need to do. And to do that, you need to jump back over to Studio, open the application, go ahead and click on Create Application File. Then we're going to go ahead and select Related List. Click on that, click Next, and then you select the table you want to do in it. See how it says My Table Scan Log, and then you have to select the other table. So we're going to go to Hardware, click Create, and there's going to be a nice error message. This error message is saying that that table is in the global scope. So you need to basically do certain things, and the one we want to do is create a view. So we're going to do that. That was that view that we called earlier. Same scanner in all lowercase. Click OK. And it makes that view for us. And it's magical, and you'll see what happens here. So we're going to go ahead and find that related list. It's a scan log. We're going to move it over. We're going to go ahead and click on Save. And that's as simple as it is to do a view and related list inside of a scoped app. So nothing out of box has changed. So if anybody opens up hardware asset out of box, it's going to be the exact same related list, and we didn't change anything. So you'll notice that here in a second. I'm going to refresh this page, and you'll notice At the bottom, same two related links, nothing's changed. If I look under views, it's not even there because it's not a global view. It's a scoped app view. So if I go back to scan asset records, you'll notice that it has the scanner view in that list. So now if I click on any of those asset records, it brings me over, and now we have the scanner view, and that has that scanner related list. So that's how you can do a separate related list or add certain fields to an out-of-the-box table having its own view. So that's it. We just built the complete scoped application. Now, as I promised before, here's the video demo of how it looks on the actual mobile device. So in the mobile application, you're going to click on the bottom left, scroll up, see New Inventory Scan, click on that. Wait till the page loads. You'll see the fields to fill out. Click into Asset by clicking the magnifying glass. Finding the asset by clicking in there, clicking Scan, scanning a barcode. It'll find the asset. Go ahead and click on that. Then you're going to go fill out the location. This is a manual field, so you would select the location. Then tap the crosshair under geolocation. Sometimes you need to tap this once or twice with your finger, and it'll populate the latitude and longitude GPS coordinates. Then we can type in some comments. In this case, we had a broken keyboard on this computer. It had a few missing keys, and so we wanted to notate that while we're doing our yearly physical inventory, we can actually figure out what's wrong with things and notate that so we can have better records. The beauty, though, is you can also take a picture by clicking on Add Attachments, taking a picture of that broken keyboard with the missing keys, and attaching it right to that scan record. And this is an out-of-the-box thing on every ServiceNow table, so the mobile app automatically has that attachment record part of it. So then just click Submit, and you'll notice it tells you you've submitted it successfully, and it redirects you back to the next page to allow you to scan the next asset. So that's a quick demo of the mobile application. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.